I think we're good to go. Oh, an error. What's going on here? Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Just saying an error occurred. Please try again later. I don't know if people can hear us or...
Let me see. We're live.
We can hear and we can hear and see.
There we go.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's saying on my screen. Apologies about that, people. Fucking OBS, I'm going to absolutely kill him, I swear to God. All right, sorry, we've got some breaking news, which is why we're back so soon. We said on the show before when we was live, these transfer things happen typically in inconvenient times, and also it's mad busy and it could happen at any point. And here we are sat right now. David Ornstein, literally probably about half an hour, 45 minutes after we just finished our live, has come out and said Bryan Mbuemo has decided he wants to join Manchester United. And United are now expected to open talks with Brentford in a bid to sign the 25-year-old forward this summer. The likes of Aston Villa, Newcastle and Tottenham were all interested, but Cameroon international favours Old Trafford if the deal is agreed, which is mega exciting news. And, you know, there's so many things that I want to discuss, but Sam, just give us your initial reaction, please.
Great player. I wanted him. Like when we were mentioning with him, there was links with him and stuff like that. I was like, I would love him to come to this team. I thought maybe Newcastle might snatch him in the Champions League football and stuff like that. And there was other teams involved, I know. And I was like, it's probably one of those where you don't really get him, but it's a nice little dream. But apparently he selected us, so yeah, super happy. That we were talking the other day about completely transforming that front, front three of United, and there's two players in. We've got one player in, and then this one looks promising. 2 out of 3, and it's not even like the transfer window only opened the other day. So yeah, super happy, super happy.
This is someone we're talking about here who's got 27 goal involvements in the Premier League, not the Saudi League, not the Eredivisie, the Premier League we're talking about. In 38 matches for Brentford, him and Visser have been incredible for them too. Super dynamic, bow-footed, can play across the front line, strong, relatively quick. I mean, he's got quite a lot to his game. Similar I'm not saying he's the exact prototype of Cunha, but that fluidity in the forward line, I think, is going to be super important for the way Amorim wants to play with this system. And having also individuals as well who are capable 1v1, can hold it with a back to goal, can play other players in, like that, for me, that's the second cog in it of this attack line. If you go get a really, really good, competent striker now, that's a completely different forward line, isn't it, Sam? Cunha, Mbeumo, and then a proper 9. Incredible.
Well, you just sort of like the biggest. Obviously, there was other problems in the squad, like the goalkeeper, for example. But
yeah,
the biggest thing, the reason why we are where we are in the table and why we didn't win the Europa League, for example, was goals. We didn't have any goals in the team. If Bruno and Ahmad are not scoring, we don't score. So you've totally just put. So you put 20. You've put 20 goals and assists from Cunha in that team. You've now got 20 goals from Mbeumo in that team. If you get, like you said, a striker who could get 15, 20 goals, that's 60 goals potentially in the team. Yeah. Where does that put us in the table? Do you know what I mean? Like that changes. Even if Onana does chuck shit in his own net, you're like, that changes things even more so. Like if you're scoring that amount of goals, I'm not saying they'll score 20 goals, but I'm saying they've got a history of scoring that many goals. So you'd hope that they could recreate that at United.
Yeah. I really want to get into everyone's comments because I get people who are excited and they want to get their opinions in that. I will read through them. I absolutely promise you that. But just Mbeumo, I have to say, he wants to join United. That's where we're at with this move at the minute. Now, Brentford could turn around and say, we ain't selling him for, I don't know, less than 70 million. Let's say they throw a ridiculous price tag. We remember, Sam, the situation with Jared Branthwaite, of course, with Everton, where it was like, we was offering 50 and it was like, no, we want 70. I'm not saying Brentford are going to do that. And obviously, Mbeumo has been a really good servant to them as a club. So I'd imagine they'd be a bit open to say, look, if we get good money for you, we'll let you go. But yeah, 50 plus, does that price region sound correct to you, Sam? For someone of his ability?
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Like, there's a bit of confusion, isn't he? Like, whether he's got a year left on his deal or he's got 2 years. Like, I'm not sure what the sort of what's happening there. But like say it is 1 year, I think. Yeah, for a player of that quality, obviously, if they have got a year and then plus a one, they probably would have activated it. So yeah, I'm super happy. Like I think that's a good price. We seem to be paying decent prices. Like people say, "Oh, you overpaid for Cunha." I don't think we did. I think that's the price for decent players now. It starts around 50, 60 now. Like I just think, if Liam Delap didn't have that release clause, you're probably looking at 50, 60 million. Like that's what Ipswich will be charging if he didn't have that release clause. So I think, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it has to be said as well. We were speaking on the last show we just done about Mitrovic and these kind of players.
Yeah.
But we have still got that pull. How on earth are we finishing 15th with no trophy, with a really kind of mixed squad, with the future not exactly guaranteed? Like, there's a couple of exciting youngsters, there's an exciting young manager, you might say, and we've presented
possibly losing our best player, Bruno Fernandes, as well. Yeah.
That's something definitely I would consider, by the way, with these kind of deals coming through. But how on earth are we going through this and with the state that we're in? And then Mbeumo was still turned around and gone, Newcastle United with Champions League football, promising players, promising manager. Nah, no thanks, don't fancy that. Tottenham, for all the flaws and everything they're in the league, they have just won a European trophy. They are going to be in the Champions League. Nah, don't fancy that. Aston Villa, think about the quality of players they've got there with the manager that they've got in Newcastle. No, don't fancy that. That's what you said, yeah.
Newcastle, they are a club on the up. They've got a shit ton of money. They've got really good players in Bruno Guimaraes, in Isaac, in Gordon, in Tonali, and they're in the Champions League. They've won a trophy. Yeah. You think, all right, that's a tap-in for them. And no, he's decided, no, I'm going to United. Like, it's madness. Absolute madness.
This was something that Amorim ironed out when he was talking about recruiting players, because he got asked about Victor Gyökeres. And he was saying, like, I don't want a player coming here just for the Champions League football. I want people to come here and fight for the badge. And the two players the one player that we're signing, Cunha and Mbeumo, it looks like it's pretty promising. Both of them really want to join United, which is like some of the key factors for me personally. That when I hear about a player coming in, I don't want it to be, the past players, the Alexis Sanchez, your Di Marias, all status and money and wages. These are proper players we're talking about here. Everyone has been raving about Mbeumo and Cunha all season. Both of them have had, the peak seasons, you would argue. I mean, Cunha's got 15 goals, 7 assists in a Wolves team that finished, 15th, 16th, whatever it was. And then Mbeumo with Brentford has absolutely carried them with Vissar. I mean, they probably scored the majority of their goals, 40, 50%. They've been incredible, both of them. And they're both 25. Like, they're not talking about 28, 30-year-olds here. You talk about you can get them on a 5-year contract, and both of them in the prime, Sam, of the career.
And they're ready, and like you said, Premier League proven, ready to go.
Yeah.
There's no sort of development or like, oh, this is one for the future, or that it's going to take a couple of seasons and stuff. Nah, this guy was scoring 20 goals last season in a Brentford team. Like, did better than us because we were shocking, but Brentford are performing at a level they shouldn't be performing at.
Yeah.
Like, they are pushing beyond their means. Like, the amount of money they have, the stature of the club, they've recruited really, really well, and they're pushing beyond their means. And it's because of quality, like Mbeumo, like Vissar, those kind of players. Now he's stepped up. He's stepping up to United. And again, like you said, the pull, like, even though we were worse than Brentford, having a terrible season and stuff, when Manchester United comes calling, it's a very hard thing to say no. Like, it is a very, very difficult thing to say no to.
Yeah. Well, we are in the midst of the transfer window, and we've had Fabrizio Romano, who I would consider now as number 2. I mean, every time Ornstein breaks some, Romano then confirms it after it. He's just put Bryan Mbuemo has decided to give priority to Manchester United move this summer. Despite interest from 3 Premier League clubs, Mbeumo favours Man United move, as David Ornstein has reported. Negotiations club to club due to follow soon with Brentford. Right, let's get into everyone's comments then, because I'm excited to see what people think about this signing. Finals absolutely kicking my ass. How's everyone else? Nice to see you though, Random, as well. I appreciate you've been busy, but it's really good to see you in the chat, man. I hope you're well. Anonymous Mango saying OBS is a nightmare. I feel it fucking is. They made a load of changes recently, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it. It's pissing me off, but we move forward. Rainer is saying not much in life beats an Ornstein bombshell. United full is alive and kicking, lads. UTFR Nathan in the chat, big up to Nate, saying I thought he wanted Newcastle. It's strange. It's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. It's bizarre. The people saying we ain't got pull. Well, they're lying, let me tell you. Xerxes, Cunha and Mbeumo complement each other. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. like Xerxes with these two. I'd like a powerhouse 9. Brian K saying, regardless of league position, lack of trophies, and no European football next season, 2 of the best players in the Premier League last season still want to join the biggest club in English football. Love that. Joe Allen, if this happens, this would be a great signing for us, but I hope we get a new keeper this summer. I mean, there's so many comments. Please do smash that like button if you're just joining, and subscribe. We're on 15,636 subs, so if you are new and you're enjoying the content and you like live transfer news just like this, help us hit 16k, please. We'd really appreciate that. Aaron Gregory in the chat. Big up Aaron. Say, can't wait to see Cunha and Mbeumo Mitrovic front 3. This gives me the feeling more so that Bruno will go. Feels like it's going to be a new look United next season. Do you agree with that, Sam?
Yeah, like that like we said, like I just mentioned, like when we first started, the whole point is we needed to transform this team, get rid of certain players, change the dynamic, change the culture. Like, we've spoken about Garnacho and his attitude and stuff like that. It's like, it's not the sort of player you want at the team. Like, you don't want those players who are just there and they're like, oh, just whinging and moaning. And now you've got 2 players who wanted to join the team, regardless of European football. They're not getting, I'm sure they're getting wage increases, but they're not getting Sancho money. They're not getting Rashford money.
Yeah.
So that's not the thing. They've wanted to come because they want to play for this team. They want to play for under Amrim. And they want to get United back. They've got that ego where they want to get United back to where we should be. So I'm all about that. And they've got the proven quality in the Premier League. They've done it. Yeah. So, like, I don't know what else you could ask for. Like, obviously, if we were paying shit tons of money for them, then that might be an issue. But I don't think we are. Like, I think 2 quality players like that for just over 100 million, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty happy with that.
And do you know what as well? And Mbeumo, just looking at his wages, and he's only on 45k a week at Brentford. Yeah. Which is crazy, isn't it? When you think about the caliber of player that he is.
That's what I said. They haven't got the money. Like, they haven't got, like, look at the money they spend and stuff like that. They haven't got the money to sort of pull in players. That's why they get these players like they do. Like, where did Mbeumo come from? Like, it
was a French club, I think.
2nd division, like French 2nd division.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So 45 grand to him would have been life changing because obviously the thing. So. Again, their mentality is a little different to the sort of young starlets who come through and expect to be the next Ronaldo, like Garnacho seems to think he is.
So he came from Troyes, which is a French club. Okay. I'm just checking what division they're in, because I don't think I've even heard of them as a club before. SC Troyes, commonly known as Troyes, are a French professional club that competes in League 2, so the championship basically of France. But do you know what? A lot of the competent players in the Prem have come through there, and a lot of good players in the world at the minute have come from kind of France and those kind of lower league divisions.
Did Kante come from like a League 2?
Yeah, so really like a well-known club in terms of scouting and recruitment, but yeah, it's mad. They've got some absolute gems coming through there over in France, and that continues. Adam saying hopefully Bruno sees this as a bit of ambition. Nathan saying Spurs and Villa can't afford him. Their PSR is serious. It's not just being highlighted because they don't sell. Gamer TV saying, oh my days, lads. There's so many people excited about this. It's nice to see. Sorry I'm late, lads. We'll watch from the start when you finish up. Not a problem at all. James McGrogan. Sorry, I'm trying to decipher through. Dan saying, hello, guys. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Absolutely echo those thoughts. I reckon we've got a fee agreed. That's why we moved for Mbeumo. That'd be interesting. True Irishman, about time we transformed the time, completely new faces. Yeah, it does feel with those 2 players, if that's the theme we're going with at the minute, Sam, if that's the caliber of players we're recruiting, you would expect the same in the number 9 position, right? Because obviously we went live before about Mitrovic. It's got to be of the Cunha and then Mbeumo quality, and that would just completely transform. You're talking like we mentioned between Cunha and Mbeumo, 40 odd goals, whatever it was. More. Yeah. With a 9 on top of that, let's say you get Gyökeres in, you're flying, aren't you? Completely different.
Yeah, like if you look at Fergie's last season, obviously we won the league, but you look at goals conceded, we had a lot of goals like go through. Like we conceded a lot of goals, but what pulled us out of the shit was the amount of goals we scored. Like we just outscored oppositions and ended up winning games. So that's where it can come in. Like you can make obviously Amrim's style is very high risk and it high line, they want the centre backs to play out, the wing backs to push on. So there's a lot of risk there if you do lose the ball in those areas and stuff like that. But when you've got players who can score, like you said, 20 goals, or what was Cunha's, like 6, 7 assists or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mbeumo's got a bunch of assists as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you've got players like that, you could create chances and also score chances. It means you could take those risks because you know you're going to score. Like, you know, you'll get a goal or two and you can take those risks. Whereas at the minute, we take those risks, we've got nobody who scores, and then we make the mistake or the things that something costs us and we can't get back into the game. We can't win because we have nobody up front who can put the ball in the back of the net. That's what happened in Europe. Like, Spurs get not a lucky goal, I think that's harsh, but a scruffy goal. It ends up in the back of the net, and you just knew we weren't scoring. You just knew we weren't going to get the ball in the back of the net, and that's how they won.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, and as much as people will say, well, why would Brentford let him go or whatever it was, like Sam touched on it before, they are a selling club and they only bought him for £5 million. So they're making 10 times the money if they was to sell him for 50. And also, you would think with their kind of recruitment approach, they've got a similar recruitment approach. I was reading up about this, actually, to the Moneyball thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So basically using stats and data to identify players who are undervalued, and that's kind of how Mbeumo was brought through from Troyes in League Two. So yeah, look, they're very, very good when it comes to kind of, and you see a lot of clubs around that, like Crystal Palace are very good at it as well. These players, just bringing him through, developing him, and getting up to a point where he is a star in the Premier League. I think that's not even a conversation. Yep. Like, the clubs that are linked with him, Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, shows that they're interested. I'm just so surprised that he said, United, I want you. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall and just see what kind of project it is that they're offering these players and what they're saying to him. And if they are saying, Bruno Fernandes is going to be here, this is the plan going forward, we're going to completely retransform the...
We're going to get a clash striker. We're going to invest in this. We're getting loads of youth players coming through. Amarim, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they must have proper sold him the dream, as it were.
Yeah. And you think about a 25-year-old as well. Like, we kept getting that brief, didn't we? Like, first initially when Ineos came through, that they're only going to sign players 25 and under, basically. And obviously Cunha and Mbeumo technically still fit that thing.
Yeah.
So you can still consider them as experienced players, but they've still got growth as well in it. So it is that perfect kind of shade, isn't it?
They're not in their prime yet. Like, typically forwards hit their prime about 27. So you still got a year or so before they both hit their primes, and that maybe 2 years in Mbeumo's case. So I think that's really exciting as well. So maybe they do hopefully they hit the ground running this coming season, but it could be even another year before we see the absolute best of them, which is exciting as well.
Yeah, it does suit the system as well. They've obviously it seems to me
play a similar system in Brentford.
It seems to me there seems to be really critical analysis with the players that they're bringing in, because everyone would have told you, Cunha is a perfect fit for that left 10. Like, plays at Wolves, is dynamic enough, can shift it past players, can really just beat low blocks when you need him to, scores bangers. He's perfect for it. And then Mbeumo's someone else as well. He's so fluid and so competent on both sides. That really, really excites me, I have to admit. When you think Cunha and Mbeumo, Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes, like, you can't tell me you're gonna have it's gonna be like last season with those kind of players. There's no chance.
But you've got versatility as well. Like, obviously Cunha is best on that left inside 10, but he can play in the false 9. He can play up front.
Yeah.
And Mbeumo can play up front as well. Like, he can play in that 9 as well. So there's some versatility there. So if you want to change things up or you move things around, you can do that as well.
I just hope they're not going to use that as, they're our strikers kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got hybrid players in who can play there, so we don't need to worry. No. To get them for them positions, because we don't have players in those positions anyway. Garnacho's probably going to fuck off. So,
Do you think excuse me, the plan was Cunha and Delap and then Sales to recruit further, and because Delap didn't happen, they've turned to Mbeumo instead and gone, we'll get that deal done now. And then we can focus on Sales and then getting in the other positions.
I would think with Cunha, I think that was a deal he was going to do anyway, wasn't it? Like, it seemed like it was nailed on.
There was a lot of stuff though saying they would have to wait until Sales were done, but they were like interested in talks and stuff like that. But he was going to wait. Whereas it seemed like they said a forward, a 10, and a striker were doable without Sales, didn't they? So are they counting this as maybe?
I don't know.
That sort of thing?
It's interesting, isn't it? I think I thought someone like Garnacho, for example, would correlate with Mbeumo. Because if they think, okay, it's pretty likely that Garnacho's going to be moved on. We know there's a couple of suitors in Napoli, Chelsea, etc. And we could probably get around £50 million for him. Why not go and get Mbeumo? Like, it's just, to me, it's logical, isn't it? It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're getting it done.
United don't normally operate logically, as we know.
So it is a bit of a shock. People are like, Cunha and Mbeumo in like the first couple of days. This isn't even the official transfer market. No. This is like the mini transfer window.
It closes again.
Closes again for some bizarre reason, and then opens again. So it seems very eager.
I think it's because of the Club World Cup. They've allowed it to open so the teams in the Club World Cup can buy players.
Yeah.
And then when the Club World Cup starts, and then they shut it again, and then once the Club World Cup's over, they then open it for real, like the normal transfer window. I believe that's what it is.
So it's weird to me how Newcastle haven't struck. Their right side, they need a player on the right hand side. I know Jacob Murphy has
perfect. He's perfect.
Like if you was to get Mbeumo, Isaac, and Anthony Gordon, like I don't know. I think they missed the boat on that, Newcastle. Maybe they've got someone else scouting. Maybe they're going for a different kind of player. But I don't know. If I was a Newcastle fan right now, I'd be like, that's weird. Why is he not coming to us?
Paul Mitchell left, didn't he? Like just at the end of the season. So maybe they don't have a sporting director like in place right now. So maybe that's a significant factor, like in terms of getting the deal done.
Adam saying, I know it's a big ask, but number 9, 6, and a number 1 is what's needed next. Moondog saying he knows the team is going to be built around him. Nath saying, I reckon we'll nick Semedo as well on a freebie. Gibbs saying, to be fair to Ineos, they can't be blamed for anything wrong with the club. It's all been inherited mess somebody else caused, not them. James saying, progress in the window will stall once we've been making sales personally. That's why Ineos are acting fast now in my head. Well, you need to. You look at the other clubs.
Yeah.
Fucking Liverpool are about to sign they signed Frimpong. They're about to sign Florian Wirtz, right? Who've Man City been linked with today?
Aït-Nouri.
Aït-Nouri. They're going to sign Aït-Nouri, and they've signed someone else as well, haven't they? Man City.
Who did they sign? I can't remember.
They were speak to Rangers as well from AC Milan. I know that was a thing.
Rangers. Yeah.
But I'm sure there was someone else as well involved.
My Damn United, mate. Thank you so much. My Damn United's just sent 5 Real Reds gift memberships. So congratulations, Josie. United we stand. Macmillan, Sid the Whistle, and Adam. Yeah. Thank you, My Damn United. You're always so generous, and we appreciate it. Like, thank you so much.
He's a good lad. Where was we up to? Since Ineos came in, Carrington's now an elite facility. We're moving to a world record new stadium. Wages are down massively. And we're finally investing in data analysis. Ineos are a saviour. For me, that's too, too happy-go-lucky about that. I think there's a lot of things that they've done that aren't great either. We could be here for hours kind of discussing that. Aaron saying, do we have the money for a striker still? Are we already spending the Bruno money with Mbeumo? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it would go like that.
That's City Shekri. That's who they were getting.
Shekri. Yeah. Cherky Shekri, whatever the fuck his name is. Him as well. Yeah. That's what would worry me, because that would be a bit of a blow when it's time to go, oh, look, we're signing Bryan Mbuemo, and then they go, but we're selling Bruno Fernandes. Then you'd be like, it's not as effective, is it?
It's obviously, Fabrizio was saying before, that the Sancho thing is imminent, like the next couple of hours, like a decision may be made. So maybe there's something in that, 25 million, obviously. So maybe they're like, okay, that's going to get done. So obviously Delap was 30. We get an extra 25 from here. We can stick that on Mbeumo, get him in. That's done, and then we'll see what happens with Bruno in terms of a rebuild and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the next player that has to come in has to be a striker, like you said. Has to be a class striker. That has to be the next one who comes in the door, and sales. Like, I want to see people going out the door.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how a club operate on a day-to-day basis in terms of sales and how it works, but I'm sure this week is going to be mad. It's going to be absolutely mad for players coming in, and because it seems like people don't want to wait about with this window, even in this mini window. They're like, let's just get it done and we'll see what happens. I've just seen Statman Dave put out something interesting. So he's put, none of the players listed below had more league goal involvements last season than Bryan Mbuemo. Dembele, Rafinha, Lamal, Vinicius Jr., Haaland, Bruno, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Palmer, Cherky, Wirtz, Elise, Leao, Lookman. None of them had more involvements.
That's a hell of a sort of group to be involved in, isn't it? Like,
pretty good record. A pretty good record.
Random guys just donated. Is that South African rand?
Yes,
I'm not sure. Random
so.
guy.
I'm guessing.
Thank you very much for the donation.
Yes.
I don't know how much it is in British pounds, but imagine
it.
adding Watkins or Mateta to Cunha and Mbeumo. Top 7 would not be out of reach. Yeah, striker. If we get Mateta, I'd be well happy with that. That'd be a really good
That's not bad, is it? To be fair, I think trying to prize Mateta out of Palace would be tricky though. But I said that, but we've just got fucking Mbeumo and Cunha, so
anything could happen.
Who knows? Who knows? Worth it if this works out. I can use my emoji, says Adam. James saying, could there be a Capybara moment in the coming days? Sam, Nick. Do you know what? For you, James, you deserve a Capybara, mate. You can have it. There you go. Capybara! For anyone who doesn't know that, because they probably thought, what the fuck?
Do you have to explain it?
Well, do you know what? I don't even know what it stemmed from. I actually don't know.
You brought a meet. You told we were on I think, is it an After Dark or some show where it was a bit more relaxed? Okay. And you were like, "Oh, have you seen this song? It's been stuck in my head, and it's a bunch of capybaras on TikTok, and that song was on it, and it's like just capybaras doing."
Oh,
that.
right, yeah.
And you brought it to it, and then did you add it to the soundboard or did Sheree?
I think somebody added the soundboard. Might have added it. Yeah.
And then anytime something went well, we just started playing it, and then because obviously we've been shit for the last year, we've not played it at all. So any new people. Yeah, when we were good and we were winning stuff, we used to play that.
Yeah,
but we haven't won. We've not really played it.
So that's for context. So anything good going on at Manchester United, you will hear this sound. Capybara. Okay, so just for anyone who's new, it's making a comeback. It's making a comeback.
My face is covered up by the soundboard when you do that, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but it's worth the sound. It's worth the sound. Just wanted to get it out there.
But yeah. I'm gonna make some merch with the capybara on.
I think. Do you know what? I went away last week, didn't I? And there was a grabbing machine with capybaras in it.
Oh,
and I think I must have spent about 25 quid trying to win this capybara. And it was so heavy and dense. Every time it grabbed it and picked it up, it just went dropped it.
Bastard.
Like, fuck's sake. So yeah, I wanted like a little capybara, just to, I don't know, move me whiskey along or something, and then just pop it on there. But I'll just have to buy an actual teddy. I could have bought one for 25 quid.
I just thought of the idea. Do a cap with a capybara in it, so it's a capybara.
Capybara. I mean, fucking genius. Genius.
Writes itself, doesn't it?
It writes itself. Yeah, marketing 101. There you go. There you have it. Yeah, I mean, anyone for the next kind of 5 minutes. I've just seen Ben Jacobs reporting a formal bid for United for Mbeumo is expected soon. Brentford want around 50 million. That deal could be moving very quickly. In other news as well, you've got Al Hilal just about to get Inzaghi from Inter Milan, which is fucking crazy as well. They're planning to sign 3 top players, one of them, of course, being Bruno Fernandes. It is all moving quick in the transfer window at the moment. And I feel like we might go off and then they'll announce something else at this point, the way it's going in the window. So, yeah, if anyone's got the last 5 minutes, any kind of questions, any opinions on Mbeumo, what the next signing could be, go for it.
Radiator cap. He's done an emoji of a capybara. This is why Sam gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah, genius.
I don't get paid. I do this for free out of my own time. But yeah, I do work in marketing, so maybe that's what it is. That's why my brain works that way. But yeah.
Gibbs saying just Mbeumo and Cunha alone are only 7 goals shy of what our entire squad scored in the Premier League this season.
That's
my
depressing.
God.
That's fucking depressing, isn't it? The entire squad.
Yeah.
The entire squad.
That is crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Can I just say, if there's anything we can take from the Champions League final on Saturday, it's that Inter need Rasmus Højlund. I don't get it either. We said it on the last show. I genuinely doesn't make fucking sense.
Football's weird, isn't it? It's fucking weird football. Like,
well, they might be looking at the Europa League dynamic, and they might be like, look, he's doing really well there. He obviously doesn't suit the Prem. He's worth the risk. Maybe. But like you said, Inter, who were in a Champions League final, obviously they played shit, but like they made it to a Champions League final. It's the second final in like 3 years, I think they made, didn't it? Like they played City and stuff. So so the after Rasmus Højlund, who can't score for shit in our team, and then we've just signed in Mbeumo when we finished 15th, and we've got no trophies and no European football. Like, if you put that on a thing and said, there's a bet, like, I don't think any bookie's taking that, are they? No bookie's going, I'll take that. Like, I think it's good weight as well in further negotiations. So what we were discussing before about the strategy with youth players, bringing in Chido and Heaven, that can then be used as a showcase to other youth players coming through and going, right, there's the pathway. Now, we've brought in Cunha and Mbeumo. If you take to a striker, think how many fucking goals you're going to get with Mbeumo, Ahmad, Cunha, and Bruno Fernandes if he's still, a part of the team. You're going to score a fucking bag full of goals.
Yeah.
So that's more enticing for a striker now. So now I'm actually thinking maybe Gyökeres is a possibility.
It's possible.
Who knows?
There's a question from James McGogan. Alternative strikers, not the obvious of Gyökeres and Osimhen. Any thoughts who we could take?
Someone in Italy would take Hoylett. Thoughts on an alternative is he asking for?
Yeah, who we would get. I like Mateta. I think Mateta would be a great option.
Yeah. I don't know. Mateta's the one who, out of all the ones with the Mitroviches and all them kind of ones, Mateta I'd be okay with. I think he's a good, solid striker, and obviously you got the Prem proven badge with him as well. I've always liked Sesko. I've always loved. No, it'd be expensive, pushing 30. Maybe not. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't know. I love Sesko, man. It's just his age is the thing with it, and I think he might go Arsenal as well. So,
where's it? How many more would you like to be added, and how many more do you think realistically would be added? I think he's talking players.
Well, we can go through it together. I don't know if you agree with this, but I think if you need a number 9, a midfielder, definitely.
Yeah.
And a goalkeeper would be the priorities for me personally.
I would also say a right wing back, because I'm not happy with Mazraoui at right wing back. I think he's a good right centre back and a utility player, and I don't rate Dalot. So I think a right wing back would be good. I think we've got options in that left wing back. Obviously, Dorgu's there, Amas, Diego Leon. We don't know where he's going to fit in. So I think we've got options there. That right wing back is Ahmad or nobody at the minute. So I think we could do with an option there. So I think a right wing back would be good.
Yeah. The wing backs do worry me slightly because I don't know if the budget's going to stretch to that point. For me, I think midfield is more of a priority than wing back.
It definitely is. No, midfield is way higher in the thing. But he was asking how many I'd like. I would like a right wing back as well. But I think you're right. We'll probably get a midfielder, a striker, and I don't know if we'd get any more than that. I don't know.
Average just put, I'll never hear a bad word said about Dalot.
Shut up, Aaron.
Well, people, we put a clip out the other day about who's going to be kind of the next captain or whatever. And the amount of people that comment Dalot, I was like, Dalot? What are you on about? I think it's because
he thinks like a captain, doesn't he? But he doesn't play like a captain.
He doesn't play like one. He's got all the right attitude and assets and training and works hard. But you need a captain who mirrors that level on the pitch as well with his ability, and he doesn't do that. So I don't know. That was a bit weird.
Gibbs
one for me.
Gibbs, at Crystal Palace. I would love him. But there's no way you're getting him out of Palace. You ain't getting him out of Palace.
100%. Yeah, which is why it's bizarre with the Frimpong thing as well. I always thought, Frimpong. Why did we not throw our hat in that kind of thing? Strange one. I don't know. I think we can leave it at that because like I said, we've already been live literally about an hour ago, and then this broke, so God knows what's going to happen in the next hour or two. We'll just have to keep everyone on the toes, I suppose. We said on the last show, turn that notification bell because you don't know when we're going to go. It'll just drop out of nowhere, so please do turn that on, and it'll just pop up on your phone, and you can go, nah, I'm having a shit, I'm not going to watch that. Or you can go, do you know what, I've got a bit of time, I'll watch the lads.
This is why Sky Sports are a bunch of dickheads. So everybody's saying 50 million, 50 million, 50 million, Romano. So Sky Sports will come out with Brentford value and Mbeumo at 60 million. Why are they adding 10 million on top of it? What the do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Why is that?
Do you know what I loved before? There's a guy on X that we interact with quite a lot called Adam Joseph. We speak to him quite a bit.
Yes.
And he put before about, I think it was about Cunha, saying, take your pick of currencies that you want. He put £1 million, euros, dollars, krona, pesos, rupees, yen. We always say that in the transfer window. It's
whatever's
fucking
the highest. Whatever's the highest, let's go.
They're going to sign him for 120 million rupees, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like £3 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Funny.
Clue. No idea. It is silly season. It is the transfer window, but we're not being silly with our transfers at the moment. Cunha and Mbeumo is a phenomenal start if they get that deal over the line for him, and hopefully the same level of striker comes in with that, and that is your attack completely transformed. Like, honestly, it'll be night and day to what you've watched last season. So yeah, good start from Ineos. I think Amarin will be happy with those kind of players coming in as well. Prem proven, 25 years old, top quality players. Exciting. Appreciate everyone who's been in the comment section. We've had loads of people subscribing whilst we've been live, and loads of people in the chat. So yeah, if anything else breaks, we'll go live for it. But if you want any further updates on Mbeumo, news by news, if we put a bid in, etc., it'll be on our socials, as we always say. So drop us a follow on Instagram, X, and TikTok, and me and Sam will see you guys